Welcome to what is probably going to be episode 8 of the Royal Rant. Excuse me for being rude. I'm enjoying some ham and cheese sandwiches. Hell yeah, right now we're broadcasting live with motherfucking J Less the Best, aka Iconic Dreams, and my band Steve, aka CarolinaMan. So, you know, we're doing our thing. Don't forget the man of the hour, and Jermy Germs is in the room from Third Degree Burn. Yeah, I mean, got Jermy Germs, Third Degree Burn, J Less Money Face, you know, Royal G Money Face, Stephen Perna Independent. He's a liberal. He's a liberal. I used to be a Kool-Aid advocate. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I drink Kool-Aid and beer. First step to alcoholism is admitting you have a problem. And Steven, you listen to me, man? We got a fucking problem, man. That's the drum where you start having the hiccups mid-sentence. We don't have a problem. We haven't even started drinking yet. We're only 12 packs in each. So actually, we need to go to the store and get another one. Yo, and that's how you get the video of that guy in the store at 10 in the morning, drunk as fuck, and he can't even pick up the case of beer and shit, like he fell. Like, yo, that's the funniest. Yeah. Like, nah, dude, that was legit the funniest. Tebow and praying to God he can get to the counter. Yo, he didn't even make it to the counter. It got to the point somebody, like, escorted the beer out of his hand and, like, left him on the floor. It was just like, you're gonna figure your way out of here, sir. But this beer is not going with you. I thought that shit was funny. It got to the point where literally he was laying on the ground and people were just making coffee around him. Like, damn. Like, that's how one, you know, it was too early in the morning for this nigga to be going to get beer because people were getting coffee. The sun was up. And like, oh man, that was the funniest fucking video ever. YouTube that drunkest guy in the world or some shit like that. Drunk guy trying to go pick up a case of beer. You will die your laughing ass off. You will laugh your dying ass off. And you will have a good ass time. Because the dumbest shit be on there. I be seeing shit with toothless motherfuckers fighting. They ain't got nothing to lose. So they're just going at it. Like, at that point, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, one guy ain't got teeth and the other guy's missing an eyeball. This is about to be interesting. Like, like you can see shit like that on World Star Hip Hop for some reason. Where's the hip hop in that? Like, oh, because someone played Waka Flocka in the background. I'm whipping that work, aka Kool-Aid. Oh shit, son! Don't forget to, you know what I'm saying, 2 parts sugar, 2 parts water. You know what I mean? You gotta hit that joint up with the real science and be like, and weigh that joint out, put it on the Babylus scheme. I said the Babylus scheme, and say the balance scheme and the Libra scale. You know what I mean? You said a Libra scale. We don't need to go that well. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking Kool-Aid. It's not just Kool-Aid. It's Kool-Aid. You know what would suck? What if every time you made Kool-Aid actually burst through your wall and, like, really showed up? Like, just every time you're mixing Kool-Aid, he just, boom, oh yeah, like, I don't know if I could be a Kool-Aid. I would call the cops. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how often I would purchase Kool-Aid. Like,
call the cops. I'd be like, yeah, this dude just burst my motherfucking door.
You'll see.
I'm kind of scared.
I don't understand what type of glass he is made out of, but somehow he broke through my wall and did not crack.
That dude is made of plexiglass, dude.
Like, Pyrex needs to, like, invest in that Kool-Aid glass because them niggas be breaking shit. Fucking Kool-Aid be surviving. He'll go through like a 6-story steel wall and just be like, "Oh yeah!" Like what is he? Is he on GHB or something? Like what is he? Like is Kool-Aid gonna secretly turn out that he was on speed all these years and was just breaking into people's houses to get more meth? Like, like what if they do a VH1 Where Are They Now on Kool-Aid? And he's like this pimply ass dude, like his glasses got a crack in it, like his Kool-Aid. You see a bunch of sugar deposited in the bottom and shit. He's just like, yeah, all those years I blew that Kool-Aid endorsement money on crystal meth. I listened to Semi-Charmed Life all day. My third eye blind and just did lines of meth and bowls of meth. And Kool-Aid was so cheap, we were selling it 60 cents a pack. Cool! Like he loses his cool every so often. Get it? He loses his cool. So then, like, he fucking loses his cool and shit. And, like, he just goes AWOL. That shouldn't be crazy. Oh, shit, there's another one. He goes AWOL. Oh. And then you know who did the demolition on this broken wall right here, Germs? You see that? That was Kool-Aid's work. Can you personify a cartoon and steal its, like, identity? Like, I don't know. Like, what if someone really started going around as Garfield? Like, and just, like, and then he would break into places and eat all their lasagna and shit, and that's his excuse. Like, he's just like, I'm Garfield, it's what I do, I hate Mondays, I'm sorry, and, like, and he just gets away with it.
A dog named Odie in the face.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's how he gets away with that shit, like, can you do that? Like, if the Grand Theft Auto theory still applies, can I like just start going out and just murking motherfuckers and just be like, yo, I was playing Grand Theft Auto. I stayed up too long. I thought I was playing the game still. Apparently there's no controller in my hand, but I don't know where I got this gun from. But
I bought it from the local store.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just start doing drive-bys and running over hookers and picking up money. And planting bombs and shit.
With me.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody do it.
I just like. I wish shit was more like Saints Row though, so I could just jump off of random buildings and always have a parachute. Like that's just the most. That's the most convenient shit about Saints Row is like that auto parachute shit. I fucking love that thing.
Yeah, you can just jump off a building. It's like you just have to press Y. Land a parachute. You're not even wearing one.
Right. It's like, when did I go to an airport or go to fucking
skydiving?
Yeah, skydiving lessons. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Oh yo. So you know what's funny as shit, right? So I went to this music festival in Baltimore a couple weeks ago, and I fucking wind up there's this girl working like a Verizon stand, and like they're trying to get us to do these little thingies or whatever. And so I'm flirting with her a little bit, and I'm talking to her. And I was like, yeah, man, I was down in Florida or whatever and stuff like that. And this is what I love about meeting new people, because you can just make up complete bullshit. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm down in Florida. And I was like, I was working on my 126 fucking skydiving jump. And she was like, for real? My dad's standing right next to me, right? She looked at my dad, was like, word? Like, for real? Is he for real? My dad was like, yeah, you know? And I'm like, yeah, man, I skydive all the time. I was like, I'm doing that because I like to do bungee jumping, and I'm trying to practice on my base jumping. But I was like, you got to get certified in skydiving first. And so I'm like really making it sound like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And this chick was really, oh
no. Oh my god.
I unplugged my shit. But this chick was really into that shit for a second. And I was like, yo, this broad, if she accidentally checked my credentials. Yeah, she checked my credentials, dog. I was like, That's what I love, yo. I could just tell people, like, you can go places and just tell people anything. You can just be like, yo, I'm a lion tamer. And they'll be like, no way. And you'll be like, no, seriously, I work for Barnum & Bailey Circus. Like, this is what I do. Like, you can pick up a chair and just pretend like you know what you're doing and shit. The motherfuckers will be like, oh my god, I met a lion tamer the other day. Like,
You serious? We're not Jesus, okay? We're not going 40 days and 40 nights in the desert.
I started finding out how fucking Egyptians already knew about electricity and free energy and irrigation and all this other crap. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like hieroglyphics and all this stuff. And
yeah, they knew pretty much everything.
Yeah, you know, and that's why I'm reading books about Sumerians and shit, because both of them both say, yeah, we had some help with some stuff, so, you know. Like, we didn't exactly come up with all this, or at least that's what all the people reporting on what, you know what I'm saying, they were doing, is saying that, oh yeah, they claimed that they had help and all this stuff. So you gotta kind of look into it and be like, what's going on here, people? Because it's like, yo, why is it that hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, they're building structures that still to this day, we're still deciphering shit, like, still trying to figure stuff out, still figuring out. But what did they know back then that we don't know now? Like, you know what I'm saying? What knowledge was fucking lost? What happened?
They were probably thinking, like, you know, talk about the future, be like, you know, the future's gonna have computers and shit.
Exactly.
Well, now we know.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, no, they have like hieroglyphic tablets and shit of them showing like airplanes and land cruisers and cars and helicopters and fucking ships and cell phones and microchips, all this type of shit. They found microchips in one of the pyramids, you know? They found gears. They think there's this like hole thing that's drilled into the pyramids, and they think they used a laser to do that shit. Because we don't even have tools right now that can cut to the precision that those things did. And so they were like, yo, someone beamed a fucking laser through this shit. Like, there's no other explanation. And so it's like, yo, what something happened and people got really fucking stupid.
Did they do that?
Yeah. It's like, why don't we understand how they do it? We should know how they've done it. We're the progression of those people. Why are we so stupid? Like, I don't understand that. Like,
they never know.
Yeah, like, that's what trips me the fuck out.
One of those fucking Tootsie Pop commercials.
Exactly, that's what trips me the fuck out. It's like, how did they build this shit, and we don't understand right now how they built it, and we're supposed to be the smarter, more advanced people because we're their ancestors and shit. So who's not telling us what we're supposed to know or whatever? Like, because
there's a conspiracy.
I mean, not even that necessarily, but it's just like, yo, there's some books or something somewhere that, you know what I'm saying? Because, all right, or they had this thing where they figured people would understand what we're drawing here. Like, all right, you got to think of it like graffiti, right? Like, dudes tag up graffiti all over New York, and, like, some people understand what it says, some people don't know what the fuck it says, but then those people that know what it says, like, they're down with that shit, and they're like, yeah, that's this whole little culture and all that. Hieroglyphics and Sumerian tablets and stuff like that is their graffiti, you know what I mean? So
right.
they're drawing these weird abstract things or these murals and these things like that to represent things going on, but we're interpreting it sometimes, I think, either a little too literal, and then there's times where we're not taking it literal enough, and then there's times like when you like stuff with people that have like wings, like you see human people, but they have like a bird head and wings and stuff like that, right? It doesn't actually mean the dude could like fly and shit like that. It just means he possessed the capability of flight. Therefore, he probably had a machine or some type of suit on, because these people at the time don't have the same terminology as we have to be like, oh, that's a fucking aeronautic suit. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, oh, well, it's made of this shiny bronze crap, and it looks like it's making a lot of noise, so it's a roaring thing, and it goes up. I don't know.
Meanwhile, people are just like, what the fuck are these dudes saying?
Yeah, and it's like, it's not that difficult. It's like, if you translate some of this stuff correctly, it's like, yo, they're talking about a rocket ship. Like, clear as day. Like, oh, a fire emits from the...
Rocket. It's like,
you know what I'm saying? They're like they might have called it a dragon or something weird, but they're like a fire emits and bright light shines from it, loud noise, and it takes off and disappears into the distance and shit like that. What does that sound like? It sounds like a launch from NASA to me.
So basically, alright. So this is like my party foul of smoking weed. Basically,
yeah, so I still don't like you till this day because of this shit.
Yo, so basically what happened is that...
I smoked with you one time, Taylor.
No, I actually smoked with you twice.
Have you? I remember that one time, like, in the woods beside my house.
Yeah, that time, and then it was like Royal drove up on this weird, like, curve joint. We hopped out, jumped over the guardrail, and walked down into, like, the bushes, and we smoked there, and that's where you were like, man, you ain't gonna hit my blunt? You ain't gonna hit my blunt? That's disrespectful.
He was like, damn, that's fucked up, son.
He's like, that's disrespectful. You're not gonna hit my weed, man.
That was just a couple weeks ago or some shit.
So, like... No, it wasn't a couple weeks ago. That shit was like a couple years ago.
Damn, I swear that happened just
Your memory is gone.
Nah,
but
dude.
you told it Jay last week you interrupted you like shit.
Yeah, true that. Finish that story, though.
And so, basically, alright, so you know what I'm saying? I'm toasted. Driving home with my boy Dom or whatever. I'm toasted, but I can't feel my fucking legs. Like, I'm like double tapping the brake to make sure I'm hitting that joint. Like, so, you know, alright, so the next day or whatever, so I had the 2 blunts like wrapped up in a grocery bag in my glove department. So so I go home or whatever, you know, I go to sleep, I wake up, me and my boy Dom, we drive back up, you know, to the hood or whatever, and I drop him off. And then, so I'm like, just like cruising around, you know, like hitting people up, seeing what I could do. Nobody's responding or anything. So I was like, all right, man, fuck it, I'm about to just go home then.
Right.
So I'm like halfway down the parkway. Nate hits me up, it's like, yo, come through, I'm about to make a beat for you. This is when he had his apartment.
Yeah.
So I was like, word. So basically what happened was that I had smoked half a blunt on the way home with me and my boy Dom. So I had like a blunt and a half in the jump. So I was like, all right, cool. What I'm about to do, I'm about to smoke the other half of the blunt. By the time I get to my boy's Nate, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be in my mode. I'm gonna be able to write.
Right.
So I hit that joint. I get there. I have no idea what the fuck I did there. Like, I got to Nate's apartment, I gathered him up, I sat down on his couch. I believe I played, like, Call of Duty. I don't even recollect playing, to be honest with you. The next thing that I remember that happened is that my phone was going off, and my brother was calling me. And I was like, oh shit, so I answered, and my brother was like, yo, are we still gonna go eat at the country buffet, the Great American Buffet, I'll pay for you. I was like, yo, yeah, that's what's up. I could go for some
right,
food
so I got munchies.
So basically what happened was that I was like, all right, Nate, I'm about to make this move or whatever. So basically I'm driving or whatever, and I stop at like a 7-Eleven or whatever to get some like cigarettes or in a drink. So basically I come back or whatever. But I had like 2 or 3 packs with me in my drink or whatever. And so I opened the glove department. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this trash doing in my car? So I grabbed the grocery bag. Mind you, the grocery bag still had the blunt in it. Grabbed that joint out of my glove department, put my extra packs of cigarettes in that joint, shut the glove department, walked out of my car, and threw the blunt away at the 7-Eleven. So then I go home, you know, I eat with my brother or whatever, I go to sleep. So I wake up and I'm like, yeah. I wake up, I'm like, all right, cool, you know, going about my day. And I'm like, yo, I still got a blunt in my whip. I was like, oh, shit. So I walk out to my car and, like, all of a sudden I hit panic mode when I open up the glove department. I'm like, yo, where the fuck's my blunt at? So I'm, like, looking all over my car, and then I was just like, oh, fuck no. So then, like, I'm like texting my boy Royal. I'm like, yo, Royal, man. I was like, yo, did you get, like, I'm like almost like accusing Royal of like stealing my blunt. Like, I'm like, yo, Royal, like, what happened to my blunt or whatever, blah, blah. And then he was like, he said something. So I remember my brother, I talked to my brother, and we were in a conversation or whatever. And my brother was like, I said, Dan, I was like, do you know what I did last night, like, before I met you? And you were like, yeah, you said you were about to stop at 7-Eleven, and I was like, oh my God. And it hit me. I threw the blunt away, I was so mad. So I texted back Roy, I was like, yo, Roy, I just threw away a blunt, dog. Like, Roy was like...
You had, like, flashbacks the next day of, like, recent events of everything you did the day before.
Hell yeah. Shit. That shit was fucking dumb, like...
Damn, bro. That's a bad day. I mean, I can't... I don't know, dude. Are you talking about the cemetery spot?
Yeah, he's talking about the cemetery spot.
Oh, what did you do then?
Alright, so, like, basically I'm at the studio or whatever, it's me, Jay, and whatever, we're recording whatever, so I'm like, yo, I gotta bounce, it's getting kind of late, it's like 2, 3 in the morning, so, it was like, alright, cool, so, basically, I had left my car up by, like, Joe's house, so, like, I forget who, I was on the phone with a girl. I can't remember who it was. It was probably my girlfriend at the time. I can't remember who it was.
That was probably that one boy that no one likes anymore.
Oh, Tasha?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was either her or Sarah. It was one of those two. And so, like, I'm walking. Like, and I think I get past, like, you know where Tink's friend lives?
Yeah, with the weird house and shit.
Yeah.
Crazy
so, like,
house.
I got to that point. All of a sudden, I get this mean urge to shit. Yo, and I'm like talking on the phone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like doing this like weird waddle walk, trying to pinch my ass cheeks and shit. So, like, I'm like pinching my ass cheeks, trying to waddle on up the jump. And then I was just like, so I turn the corner, I keep walking, I'm like, yo, like, I gotta call you back. So, like, she was like, what's the matter? I was like, I gotta call you back. All right, I'll hit you up later. She was like, oh, okay. So basically, I kind of waddled up that joint. And, like, it wasn't, like, exactly where y'all, like, partake, but it was, like, damn near, like, close to it. Like, and I dropped trial and fucking blasted that joint. Like,
yeah, I swear on everything. There was one time we went up there and there was some shit and I was like, who the fuck walked their dog up here? I mean,
oh, you fucking anal toaster.
Excuse me?
Man, the stuff you say puts the weirdest images in my head, dude. Like, you be fucking with my cerebral cortex and my cerebrum and shit. Like, you just be saying some off the wall shit. Like, I just pictured a toaster with butt cheeks, like, and it just it just shoots toast right out of like the butthole of the butt cheeks, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like the anal toaster as seen on TV. Like, get yours, $9.99.
Plus shipping and handling.
Yeah, exactly. Plus shipping. Each sold separately. Like, each cheek sold separately. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry.
He thought he was gonna stick
Excuse me, sir. I'm gonna put a. Excuse me. I'm gonna put a. This dude was like all in the way. We're talking. He was cool. You know what I'm saying? He even let me take a shot of his Patron. Shout out to the random drunk guy. He gave me a shot of his Patron. I was down with that. Oh, nice. Oh, my box dropped on somebody and killed him. Are you serious? Yes! Yeah! I got that on camera! I got that on fucking camera! That is so tight.